Okay. So, it's now my time. I don't know why I went up. $11.38. Okay, it didn't... It saved it still, even though I could have swore I deleted all my saves and I don't have cloud saves enabled, but okay, fine. Fine game. 11:38 p.m., your favorite time of day. Well, that's nice to hear. Thanks, Tara. Hey, Switch. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? Yes. If you keep giving the correct time, or just the first time you do it, it's okay. Second time you do it, you're like, wow, you really are determined to give the correct time. I really am appreciative. Next time we can do your favorite. So now it's doing this. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious. How accurate is 11:38 p.m.? Let's use another slider to find out. What? Well, it's not as accurate now, but I'll just say that. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Considering I like to archive things. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple of new ones. Should be ready the next time you boot up the game. Okay, now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna make it like this high so you all can at least see. Yeah, this is the new one that came out today, Switch. I hear it's got a lot of similar things to the old one, but it's got a lot of new things too. Like this whole thing that I can't believe I'm playing a game before playing a game. Please adjust the slider until the dog and cat are free. Aw, I'm sorry, Switch. Aww. Aww. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes number 9. Nice. That's a 9. But is it the number 9? Like that. Alrighty, Switch. Have a good night. Oh, there's also this 9. But it's not the number 9. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which of the two made-up words below is the most appealing to you? Boinkle, Scrumtush. This one's funnier. Tempting, but I'll follow along. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes? What is time anyway? That's not a yes or no question. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Hey, Don. Help. No. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. When the game is being funny before we play the game. Does anyone really truly know what time it is? Of course they don't. Nobody knows. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. I felt like that was going to lead into a rickroll knowing this game. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? Just what I do. Like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. Man. When the setup screen has a bigger personality than most AAA games these days. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock really doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time. But that's okay. Aww. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? Now, hold on a second. I didn't tell you about that. That I can prefer to be a loner. But don't be like that. I think, Vix, if you want to see this again, you have to be able to delete your save somehow. Maybe because I installed it. No, I do have it looks like I do have cloud saves disabled, so that's weird that this was saved, but after I uninstalled the game and stuff too. That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again. If you can find me. Talk soon. Okay, I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Let's see if they really are gone for good. They really are gone. Wow. Well, I don't want to block the screen too much, so let me remove the wings. So I'm gonna start the game. I just want to let everyone that's here know if the game volume is too low or something, just let me know and I can adjust that. So, but first, okay, it was weird. Whoa, why did it do that? Let me adjust this real quick. Because I uninstalled the game, it uninstalled like how it was supposed to look. Okay, that should do it. There we go. Oh wait, I'm not there. Now it should be good. Okay, cool. If this broke the game, okay. Because I meant to have it on 60. Okay, anti-aliasing, high, full screen. Okay, I think if I do this... No. It was supposed to give me an achievement for doing that, but I heard that's kinda... Oh! That might do it. That might do it. I didn't see that option before. But let me do that. I don't know why it didn't give me the achievement. I'll look for the achievement later. I just want to go through the game. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm happy that this
And then
game is
one
finally
day,
out.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Can I move? Okay, that is one thing that they changed in this game that the original game did not. Whenever you started the game, you did not exit that cutscene like seamlessly. You could kind of see a little flinch, so that's already one fix that I give a thumbs up to, because it's like it just goes boop, and it's like, well, that kind of kicks out of the fact that you're in a cutscene. So for it to seamlessly go from a cutscene to this without so much of a movement inch, I give a thumbs up with that.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Wait.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes. Yeah, let's close that. And
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, where are they at?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Maybe.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
Maybe.
No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Yes.
Suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I like how it's
I'm
the
still
E
not
button
feeling that.
now. You don't
I
need to
want this
do
achievement to have meant something. It
the
has
mouse
to be
click.
A true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Give me the one achievement. There it is. Y'all don't see it, but I just got the you can't jump achievement.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Okay.
Now, back to door number 437.
I'm really feeling it back. Alrighty. Hope work goes okay for you, Don.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Come on. Come on. Oh my god.
Yes!
There we go.
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
No problem.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that
Do
one
that
again.
one again.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I don't know. What was I thinking?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I was waiting for that. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What to do about 432? Don't tell 432 about my meeting. These look pretty much the same, but much more high def.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, wait, maybe not.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But what if I want a wrench? Or is that a staple gun?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yeah, I'm just doing sweet FA indeed.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because it's
Please
fun.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
It's fun making people confused.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never
sure
would have
about that?
thought to mention it.
You sure about that?
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Nah.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He
Rude.
probably got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Hey, shut up!
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
You know I got headphones on, right, bro?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Huh, what's this open door?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I feel like we've really gone off track with the story between going for door 430 and the broom closet. And the gameplay thing that happens at the start of the game before the gameplay happens.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh! Really? This is supposed to be locked. Like, for the first run. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Interesting. It's weird that this room is open. Weird. What a nice business strategy.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I forgot what the secret code was. That wasn't 2845. It had like
2845.
Oh, shut up. Eight.
Forgot,
Eight.
but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Oh, it got...
Stanley
Whoa.
got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Whoa, it got really freaking dark. I can't see. Talk about having good atmosphere with lighting.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What if I go back up? Because this used to just have a button that goes down.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I can't wait to find out either. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go for button heaven. I actually already did one of the inputs already. It's like, don't worry, definitely looking out for those input stuffs.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat too.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Oh, what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Oh my god, the sarcasm. Sarcasm's killing me.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
No way!
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait.
No?
I need more time to process.
This is the perfect, like, be right back screen.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Master Stanley, yes. Yes. Unless you're saying master as in, like, because... That's weird. Because I'm young or something. Then that's just insulting.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
No, it has not.
You know what?
What?
I just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Look at how slow it's going.
Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment the thing gets started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you, which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
Oh. Well, before I continue, I couldn't say anything, but, yeah, Vix, I was getting elevator vibes of Lamplighter, and I'm being Nico pushing all the buttons. And Lamplighter's like, get on with it! I have a job.
The room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How we did it. The pyramids. The guy who went to Mars. Oh. Do 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 do. Stan Lee. evening with World Peace Baby.
Ah,
Oh, they're gonna...
Yes, here it is, just through this door.
The Stanley Parable Stanley. Tonight live on stage. The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Minecraft? Eh? This is a new ending. Yeah, because I didn't expect this. So, shouldn't be Minecraft.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the
Oh.
nature of surprise in storytelling and what it
I just
means
heard
to
that,
craft
yeah.
a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Yeah, that door this door did sound like Minecraft. That is some loud fluorescent lighting. Wow, this is cheap. Wait. I can't frickin' read that. That's a C document. Or a C drive document. Break a leg, champ. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You're too cool. Good luck on the stage. I love the way you ride elevators. Oh no. Go get him, Tiger. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your coworkers. An unforgiving account of ups and as well as downs. Highs and lows. Isn't that what life's about? Stanley reveals all in his new book. The dude who came up with pizza. Why do I feel like this is a trap? That is loud. Down then up, then down then up, then down then up. And then Stanley fainted. Well, that was quite the ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Aha! 2 down, 3 to go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided...
Stanley walks...
Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay. The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and illuminated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I didn't even get to check to see if this button could be pressed after coming to the one thing again, but I'll do that in a little bit because we just did that. Oh! Well, that was quick.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up.
Yeah, no.
Silly.
No, I don't want to do this ending again.
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
No, not the loading screen. The end is never the end. Ah! Oh, wow. They actually make you have to go into the office. You can't just push it.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
It's tempting. It's so freaking tempting to go all the way over here and then be like, nah.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
Nope, still on board with death. I feel like this room's a lot darker than what it before.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What is that?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Give it a second. Give it a second. The high resolution secret texture. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know about this secret unless they go secret diving for this game, Vix. William hides the best secrets. Ah, it's like, I didn't. I remember this secret. It is rather hidden because you gotta wait at this area for like... I think the TV screen letters, those weren't even in the original those weren't even in the original like Stanley Parable HD version. It was only these letters floating around, so those are brand new. I will say, this music is definitely bopping. And it just keeps going, because this is a new part of the song. I really want to listen to this more, but it's time to go.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
As the bopping music continues to play over the narrator.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
As much as I want to do the one ending, I probably shouldn't, and just get the regular ending first.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Although, if there's a choice here...
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
And what if I didn't? What if I didn't step through the door? Also, how did I get to this spot after pushing the button? Like, there's no button here, and the way back was the bomb, the countdown room. I really was thinking there might have been a choice in this. Trying. It's like trying. You see me on the rail. Oh well.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I know what ending I want to try to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Vix? New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Wait. They took 416's door away and put it in here. Also, could I go behind this door? Damn, I can't. What's in the new content? What's in here? Why do I feel like this is a trap?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I feel like I'm in...
This sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I feel like I was just in a Small World ride.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Does it have any lines in it?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go.
Oh!
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I feel like the narrator is joining us in this new adventure, like, they don't know what's coming.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Wait.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
You can only jump in this circle. Hooray, I used up all my jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Another elevator.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, after 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I'm not liking where this is going.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact,
Wait,
I'm looking right
the
now
Fern?
at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them... It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're
It did
still
look
with me,
similar.
why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm used to this. Not this.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh. Is it a new adventure?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What the frick? The outside world?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Like the Half-Life mod?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to The Last of Us. Hey, Sam is cool. Yes, Sam is cool. Oh man, I remember the I remember when what was it? When the trailer for Ultra Deluxe first came out. They were talking about how Stanley Parable was Game of the Year and stuff, but it was actually The Last of Us. Although that's a good point, Vix. Last of Us Film Award. Because it's not a game. Good times. Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words. 6 components of a great corporate culture. Be my Valentine. Oh, the Stanley Parable script. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Smile, because it happened. Oh. The demo. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting to have a Stanley Parable script book. Heck, this might become a real... Well, it's bits of music. Oh, wait! That's right, I freaking forgot! when the game first came out, I didn't get it, but because I didn't know about it until years later. But when the game first came out, there actually was a physical disc release on a website. It was limited time only, but I do remember this being a thing. There's still a page on it, I think, but yeah, you can't get the physical disc anymore. There's just there was a physical disc that you could get from the creator of the music for this game. It included music that wasn't even actually in the game, but kind of like how One Shot for the Solstice soundtrack, you have Ghost in the Machine and stuff, or Time to Fight Crime. There was music like that in the final tracks of the CD. But yeah, there definitely was a physical thing. So I remember looking it up a few years back, and it was like, damn, I wish I would have known about that. Why is there a picture of a dollar bill? Is that the first dollar to be donated to the Stanley Parable? Oh, geez, this achievement. This achievement, like, came randomly. If you got the achievement, it was just completely random. The only way to get it was complete randomness or cheating. I never cheated to get it, but I do know that there is like a console command to get this achievement. But otherwise, it was completely random for you to get it. Hey, I just got this achievement today. So I definitely can hang this on a wall. I really do hope this game wins some kind of award, because honestly it does deserve some kind of reward. Or award, not reward. Was this actually in a newspaper? Yeah, if you have a cloud save, if you install it, you might, if you haven't played it in 5 years, you should be able to get this achievement, because the cloud save will kick in so that you do get it. And, 8 is just pushing, if you saw it earlier, just keep pushing the number pad, the number 8, like, a lot. Won't apply? Oh, okay. Damn. Can always cheat to get it by setting your clock ahead, but it just doesn't feel the same. Just like the 10-year achievement. You could get it right now, but it doesn't feel the same. But yeah, I can understand that. That's why I was like, I was waiting for today to do it, because it was 4/27. I was not expecting the music. The 10-year one is for this game. Super
is
Go
limited
Outside.
reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and
Persona
now
3.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Let me see. Can I show... Yeah, see? Oh, wait, you can't see it, damn. Let me see if I can show it. I'll do this. Wait a second. Give me 1 second. Do smart capture or smart selection. Okay, so here's the achievements now. And these are the ones that I've gotten so far. And these are the new ones, which there's the test achievement. Please ignore. Test achievement description. Replace this. Do not know how to get this, but this reminds me of... I think this replaced the unachievable one. This is quit the game and then start it again. This is the same one as before. Commitment. Play the Stanley Parable the entire duration of a Tuesday. Speedrun, which I've never gotten, which was in the last game. This was in the last game too. This is the settings thing that I was talking about. Set all settings slider in the menu to all the available numbers. Oh, okay, so I gotta slide it back and forth pretty much. And then there is the Super Go Outside, which don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. But alrighty, sounds good, Vix. So yeah, let me just get that. Okay, cool. It's good to put in the video anyways. Let's begin again. Person of the year. Huh. The original remake. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Never did see this collector's edition. Didn't even know they made a collector's edition. The demo.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I like work, just hate my boss. Source. Now in Unity. People play games because of what they can do inside them. And your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Also, the blue and red door.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Yeah, what is down here? Hmm?
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
No. This is like the bad zone.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Don't worry, narrator. That guy had no idea what they were talking about.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
There's a lesson to be had here. Don't just... You can't please everybody. You cannot please everybody. You're gonna have people that hate on you and just cannot please anybody. Do not... I would not take that to heart.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
That's not a good idea.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you
I think
see,
we're
blah, blah,
repeating,
blah, blah, blah,
yes.
blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be
Welcome back,
at the
Vix.
time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by
Pretty
articulating
much
the choice you've already made,
the narrator,
you bring that choice into being,
we
then
got
by
into a
making
bad
no
area
choice and saying
in
nothing,
memory
are you
lane
not simply erecting
and
in the sanctuary of
read
time
bad
a
reviews, pretty
monument
much.
to every person you've ever been, making
And
every
now
choice to which you've ever
the
given your
narrator made a
good gift
skip
of
button.
mortal and yet timeless thought, or rather,
And
do all of the choices
the narrator
you've ever
is
made,
going to keep
in fact, make you
talking
more
probably
not this
until I
kind of
press
person,
the skip
and in fact
button.
do the very opposite. You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting
And I'm
you
wondering
and
if
not
this
affecting you at the same time by
keeps
virtue of
going,
the fact
actually.
that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do
Yes.
find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
The
Treatise,
subtitle is not
manifesto.
even changing anymore.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's
yes.
the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community,
this is quite the ramble.
There is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow, now Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too...
No.
I have to experience this just one more time.
No.
From the ashes of depravity.
No.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it.
Where's the door?
Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yes.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
No.
Sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door, as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You
find a
just need to
sledgehammer.
not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
I feel like... Oh my god, I feel like there's a freaking ending. Like, how the baby game in this game, if you pressed it for 4 hours actually, you would get an ending that was really, like, you had to do it for 4 hours. But I would not be surprised if, let me check something, actually. Yeah. Because this has been going forward, I think, in time. Let me see. Two-hour wait. Yeah. You know what? That freaking hand is moving. Look, you see? It is moving. That hand was like... Yep. Yep. Look, you see it now? It is moving because it was behind it was behind the 30-minute slot before, but now it's definitely at the 31 slot now. It's like, yeah, they definitely this is definitely an ending. Oh man, I am not gonna go for this ending right now, even though I would be tempted just to leave the game like going, but I don't want to wait 2 hours at 1 o'clock in the morning just to see it. If anything, I would record it, but this is definitely an ending. I'm pushing the skip button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh,
You've just been
jeez!
frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did
I'm not
Cookie
listening
opinion
the
matter so
same
much to me? I've never even
thing
met Cookie
again.
Nine. I have
I think
no
the peace and
idea
quiet
who
was
they
better than
are. What would it
hearing.
really matter? Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single
It is.
person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore.
I kind of miss the silence.
I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time. That if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in a stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us
Is he gonna be quiet?
Let us not run from it.
Wow, he actually shut up. I want to say the funny thing is, unlike in what I'm thinking, pushing this button feels like only the only thing that Stanley would want to do, because the narrator don't even freaking eat. You would be freaking starving or something if you didn't go into pretty much a frozen state, considering this planet is freaking dead. But the funny thing is, this is reminding me of that one Adam Sandler movie, Click, I think it is, where he gets a remote controller and can pretty much skip time and has a universal remote controller. Yeah. And the more he uses the fast forward button, the more he skips his life, and the more fast forwards, and pretty much pushing the fast forward button skips from minutes to hours to days to weeks to years, and pretty much skips his entire life. So that's why when it started going from minutes to hours to now days, and I think he said 2 weeks or something like that. It's like, uh, yeah, pretty much this. If I push this skip button now, it's going to probably skip not 2 weeks, not a month, but probably a couple months at this point. So, yeah, it was funny. The the beginning of the movie funny, but then it just gets really freaking depressing at the end. Meanwhile, I have talked for about 2 minutes, I think, right now, and he hasn't said anything, so I think we're in silence. Uh-oh.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one
There it
place
is.
and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for
It's
the
dead.
longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
You done? You done, narrator? I mean, honestly, couldn't you just written on your script to make a door appear again? I wouldn't be pushing this button otherwise. Uh-oh. The button broke. Oh, wait. Hmm. What the frick? What's that beeping? Is it that alarm thing right here? Am I dying from monoxide poisoning or something?
But they didn't understand the game
What?
was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain
I
us.
think
it wasn't
the
enough.
narrator's
They had
gone
to leave
crazy.
a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip
It was
button.
this
You should
thing.
be able to freeze Stanley in
This
place
thing
while the narrator sits there
lock
forever
was on
and
its
ever.
final
We
battery.
want all of this in the new Stanley Parable.
And
We
now it's
demand
dead.
it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course.
Yes.
They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves, they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny.
The dialogue
That it be filled
repeating.
with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be
Okay,
funny.
I've
It was
heard
meant
that
to have
line.
a point. It was meant to speak.
I heard that line.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
He said the
is
thing!
never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
He said the thing.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Part of me wonders how long this would go on because it sounded like it was starting to end.
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
I can't believe this is actually dialogue in the game.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the.
I'm pretty sure we're at the 1,000-year mark at this point. Like I said, we're probably at the 1,000-year mark if we're starting to get into destroyed stuff. Can it make a freaking exit for me, please? Freedom! If only I could jump! If only the jump circle was here. Use this! Stanley, why can't you pick up a ladder? You could just get out if you could use this ladder. How did I get over there? There it is. What? What happened to the freaking plants? I kind of want to hit the skip button because I feel like a bunch of zombies are going to attack me if I don't. Considering I feel like frickin' I Am Legend's going to come out of there. Get me out. Oh! I wonder if the skip button still works. Nope. Skip button finally broke. Freedom? Who'd have thought we'd been in a giant companion cube? The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. That was a lot of content.